So we're joined in studio by the guys from The Script. Guys,
how you doing?
How are you?
Thanks for having us here.
No worries at all.
Well, you're fresh off playing a gig at the Academy.
I wouldn't say fresh, but yeah, we just finished the gig. Yeah.
We're very stale.
Yeah.
How was that?
Amazing. It was just great to finally get this music and actually, when I say bring it home, but just perform it in front of our family and friends, and that's why we purposely had this really short, small gig. To kind of just show that it's back to basics again. It's back to what we used to. Well, what we used to do, and then with the stint on the TV, we're now getting back to what we do great, and I believe that's play live.
Have you missed playing live?
Big time. I mean, it was nice to have a break, and I really did. I've been playing live because you can't beat having an audience there, and the energy of that, the build up to the gig, the adrenaline. I mean, you basically condition yourself for months while you're touring to deal with that energy and that adrenaline. And we've been away from it now for quite a bit. It's been our longest break, and even over the last 2 gigs now, we've all been turning to each other 3 and 4 hours before the gig, and the adrenaline's already hitting us, so it's amazing how we have to recondition ourselves now to get used to kind of putting that on hold until it's time to release it for the stage.
And do you find the smaller gigs, because the Academy was about 800?
Yeah, it was 800, yeah.
Do you find those more nerve-wracking than the 55,000 at the Aviva?
Can be,
it's a bit of both. I think the thing about the Aviva was, for us, is that we were on a long run. It was at the end of a 2-year touring cycle, so we were kind of fit, we were in good shape, in that sense. We call it the gig legs. The gig legs were on. These shows that we've taken on this side, we haven't played in a while. We thought it was just for the fun of playing an intimate show. It would also get our gig legs on as well, but actually, as it's turning out to be a way better thing than we even thought, because I think a lot of people would be expecting us to go, what's after the Aviva? What next? Playing the Academy, and we thought it was a great idea, so we just thought that
go back to our roots in a way and do a smaller intimate show and just kind of start again in a way, and for our fans to be able to come in and see us like that.
As a fan, I love the small intimate gigs.
Same for us as fans of other bands. That would be what we would love.
You can't beat it, to be that close to an audience and see their eyes and be able to look directly at them while you're playing and just connect like that is it's amazing.
What about the nerves? I'd be nervous.
I was definitely nervous. I think the nerves on the album 3, they calm down from being just stupid childish nerves into being, no, I just really want this to go well nerves, beforehand it was just erratic nerves, just kind of, they'd ruin your game and professionalism, but now it's something like you can kind of get a reins on it a little bit, but you're planking it really.
I was holding the stick, I was so tense on the first night that my left arm towards the end of the night, I'm playing 22 years, my left arm literally at the end of a song went like that and locked on me for 30 seconds. It freaked me out. Because I was playing so tense and I wasn't aware that I was quite nervous and I was tensing up. It completely locked on me, and I had to run over to my drum to help, my arm's it's gone, and we were trying to get it back out and we released it, but it freaked me out. I had to get a massage yesterday and get it physioed and just to release it out. You know what I'm saying? So I was quite nervous, I really was, and that's from not playing. Not
that I wish that on you, but it's nice to hear that you still get excited.
I think if you don't get excited and nervous, it's just you generally don't care about what you're doing anymore. I think you do, like Danny said, you just want to do so well, and you don't want anything to go wrong. So you're inviting anyone to your house, you don't want anything to go wrong. Inviting to a show, we're like, please.
It's just you're doing it under the glare of loads of eyes, and that takes a bit of getting used to.
And tell me about the new album 3, because the number 3, people are just going to go, it's their third album. But there's more significance to the number.
The good thing it is our third album, and 3 for us. If we were ever going to call an album 3, it was now just 3 of us as a third album. We thought at least it would help people know that it is 3 albums. But there was a kind of a mystical significance as well all the way along through the album. We had an idea of music for the head, heart and feet, music that would make you think about it, make you feel something, and make you want to dance to it. And that was kind of a bit of a mantra. Again, a three-pronged thing. The studio we recorded the whole album in was Studio 3. It was just Danny's birthday's the 3rd. When we played Will.i.am, all the songs, and asked him what one he could see himself on, he picked song number 3, which was Hall of Fame. It was just all the way along. It was freaky. It was all the way along. All these things kept popping up.
And you mentioned Will.i.am. I love the story because you wanted to record the duet in not in the way that people do it now, where you phone it in. How hard was it getting him into the studio? What did you do?
It was really hard. I mean, inevitably, on the first time. When I tried to get him in the studio, it was like we were there. I had everybody organised it, like our engineers. We had like food organised, everything. And I got a text at like 10 o'clock to say, like, dude, I can't make it down to the studio. I'm like, why are you standing me up? I was texting back. I was like, I'm at a dinner with Bill Clinton. I was like, okay, fair enough. You know,
all right, you're off the hook.
It was Will I Am and Bill I Am. And he is.
And Danny I Am Not.
Yeah, the Irish version. There he is.
There he isn't.
So how did you get him into studio?
I just got in a headlock. I tried to go on a bathroom. No, I don't. No, we just basically said it was a verbal headlock. I was like, now you're after promising an Irish person something. Don't ever do that, because literally be like, yeah, come over anytime you want. So like, what are you doing in January 1st? Because it'll be over. So yeah, he promised us that, and we kind of kept him to his word. We just got him. I basically got him into the car. I just turned around and said, listen, what are you doing tonight? She's like, well, we could record it tonight. I was like, well, what are you doing now? It was lunchtime. So what are you doing now? He says, nothing. So when we buzz over the hotel, we do it now. He goes, okay, let's do it. So we got my bag and all that, got in the car, and literally the two of us just head over to his apartment where he has a recording studio.
Of course he does.
And did it. I actually made a mistake last week of saying, yeah, we went over to Will's room and we did it. And I totally left out the part where we recorded a song.
We made music. I mean, no. What kind of music? It was actually, sorry, Danny. It was actually his hotel room that he had the studio, not an apartment. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's even more bizarre. Yeah. We recorded the song in a hotel room, which is kind of crazy.
Talking about Will I Am, you mentioned that there was a break, and I've heard that the break was because of The Voice, but I've heard that you made that decision as a band for Danny to take part in The Voice.
Yeah, big time.
There wasn't a break for the band.
You kept going?
Oh yeah, there was no breaks at all.
No break?
Yeah, no.
Not as in you broke up, but there was some...
No, there wasn't.
Or any of that stuff?
No.
No.
So you still managed to tour and do all of that stuff with The Voice?
No,
I know what you mean. Let's clear this up.
No, I was clearing up. What I meant was we did not stop working. We recorded an album.
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, while we were recording an album, he was in The Voice. It wasn't a touring thing.
You're like falsely saying that we split up.
I know. I was like, what are you saying? No. We what we did was, in order to take it on, Danny took the double job on of doing The Voice and of working with us on the album. So it was quite a big job, because he was doing double shifts, and often he'd have to be in with The Voice all day, with us all evening, and often he would do a bit of The Voice in the morning, then with us all day. It was just so many different times. Fortunately for us, The Voice was pre-recorded initially for the heat rounds, so that was all pre-records. So while that was being aired, we were able to use that as a break from him and The Voice to try catch up on some of the work that we were lacking in. But even with all that, we got the album finished 2 months early. So while he was just finishing while he finishing The Voice, we were done. We were partying that night anyway. So
we're
it was
atrocious.
We're atrocious. You hear it here in Spin. We just broke up. We just broke up because we're Trojans.
Now, are you going back for the second season? What's happening with the second season of The Voice?
I think it's going ahead anyway. I mean,
what can you say?
Everybody's in talks. That's all I can say.
Okay.
No, I mean, I haven't. I've been asked to go back on, and we haven't signed anything yet. But we're going to see how the album goes, and it's not for a good while yet. So my mind still may be changed. Okay.
And I don't know which one of you said it. I was reading about your success.
It was good, me.
Yeah, it was really good.
If it was bad, it was Glenn.
No, one of you turned around and said, at the height of, your second album had broken the States and you had all this success, and one of you said success was ours to lose. That's pressure.
It may have been Glenn that said that, because it sounds very wise, but I was quoted as saying it, so I'm going to take the...
Okay.
I don't remember ever saying it. I think Glenn actually said it, and I stole it on him and said it again. It was, though. It was ours to lose. We had we'd built up to all this, and then you kind of look at it in reverse a little bit. You go, the world is our oyster right now. We can play anywhere we want. We can now afford any studio we want. Because we made the first album in a shed, and we felt incredibly lucky with our first album. The first album was essentially a lot of luck. How do we continue this on, and that it is ours to lose now. It can only be up to us. Everyone's waiting on a good album. We're about to deliver a bad album, So what we meant by that was, it was ours to mess up. So at that point, we needed to go in and just make that right and make sure that if it was in our control, this was the album that we delivered under those circumstances.
Well, your music resonates with everyone. One of my mates said to ask you, Break Even is her favourite song.
Yeah.
Were they watching me when I went through all the breakups that I went through?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. No, I think when we write, we just write about our own personal experience, and I think what we've figured out from the songs and going around the world is that every human is the same. Doesn't matter what language you speak. Everybody feels the same range of 6 or 7 emotions of pain, heartache, happiness, sad, mediocrity, the whole range. But we just try and describe them in the best way we can, and I think in trying to put them into a song form, it's great because other people it resonates with other people, and when you're talking about it on its most primal level, you know, heartache and pain. Everybody's been through that, so everybody kind of has that same. It's like, were you there the whole time just writing down? I was like, yeah, in a way I was, you know, because I was just trying to be as honest as a human can be, you know.
And just finally, how are you dealing with all this fame as well? People intruding into your lives, wanting to talk to you when you.
It's a terrible job, and it's even harder. They're all women. That's even harder.
And they're attractive.
And you know what happens after? We have to get up on stage and play all night.
Terrible job. I want a normal job. And they throw clothes at us on stage and stuff and all. It's terrible, really.
Guys, I really do feel pity for you then. I'll see if I can console you when we leave. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We really appreciate it.
Plan B, only on Spin 103.